Hey guys, I'm here today to do Jake. That's enough. I'm here today to do a weekend reads. I just wanted to mention. Oh gosh, so not prepared. I ended up DNFing Alibis. I think this is the most disappointed I've ever been about a book ever because the first one was just so, the first essay in the story was so good. And I couldn't, I was having anxiety thinking about picking this up, and I was just too stressed thinking about it. So I DNF'd this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it on my shelves and try to revisit it in the future. Um, I don't know. Maybe I tried reading like the beginnings of different like stories that I hadn't read yet, and I wasn't hanging with it. So I DNF'd that, and then I started Bloodchild by Octavia Butler, and I finished this book. Oh my gosh, it's such a shock! I started and finished a book between weekend reads videos. I know you're very impressed with me right now. I thought this was amazing. I gave this 4 to 5 stars. I don't know like what my criteria is now for rating books. I feel like I'm not really like handing out 5 stars anymore. I feel like if I had read this um, before I started book two, I probably would have given it a 5 stars. But now I feel like five is like something like extra magical, and it's hard also to give a short story collection a 5 star review. But this, I don't know like when this was previously published, but this has the original 5 stories that were included in this collection, and then 2 essays, and then 2 more short stories, and each one has an afterword by Octavia Butler, so you can kind of like see what was the inspiration for the story. I thought they were all amazing. Bloodchild was probably my favorite one. I thought it was so good and creepy. I mean, creepy in the sense that it's the story of like I forget if they're like an alien race or something, but basically humans and these other creatures are existing, and these other creatures, the way that she describes them to me feels like a giant type of insect thing, and they like lay their eggs inside of the people, and then they kind of like develop or like mature in the human body, and then they have to go in and take them out before they like eat, because they eat away the egg and then they start to eat the human. And I was reading this and I was like, this is literally one of my biggest fears is an insect. I mean, not, yeah, it's one of my biggest fears is an insect laying eggs inside of me, like somehow getting in through my skin. There's a story of that guy who had like a really painful scar, or like he had a scar and it was like moving and it was really painful and burning. And it's because an egg had crawled into the scar, a spider had crawled into the scar. And so that's just like one of my biggest fears. And then she mentions in the afterward how she was going somewhere and there was a lot of bot flies, and that like bot flies do that. They leave, oh gosh, yeah. so, oof, the botfly lays its eggs in the wounds left by the bites of other insects. I found the idea of a maggot living and growing under my skin, eating my flesh as it grew, to be so intolerable, so terrifying that I didn't know how I could stand it if it happened to me. So I thought that was really, I mean, not funny, but interesting that we have kind of like the same whatever. Yeah, this was really good. So I am still basically reading everything else that I said last time. The next short story collection that I'm going to pick up is Poirot Investigates by Agatha Christie. Oh, look, there's a cat. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, she's so cute. There's a box on there. So I'm going to be picking this up. I just finished watching Scream Season 2, the TV show, yesterday. And like the whole time I'm like, oh, who's the killer? Who's the killer? I called it, by the way, which is actually really not satisfying, calling who the killer is, because I like that sense of like shock and surprise. But I called it. So now I want to read some Agatha Christie. The whole time I was like, oh my gosh, like trying to figure out who the killer is like so much fun, and I miss Agatha Christie. So this is 11 short stories. At least that's what I think it is. This is 11 different little stories. I'm curious how she's going to contain a mystery within like so few pages. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited. I have neglected Agatha Christie for too long. And then I am still really close. I still haven't finished Beloved, but Brave New World is next on the docket. And I forgot, I need to read The Blindfold by Sari Hustvedt. This is like for a group read, or not a group read, book club type situation, and I need to read it immediately, so I might actually put Brave New World on the back burner and try to like power through this weekend. I am going to Seattle though, in probably like less than an hour. I need to shower really fast, to go visit with Jake and his family. Well, I live with Jake, to go visit with Jake's family, but Jake will be there. You know, oh, we're going to see Brian Wilson in concert. So I'm really, really excited. And I'm excited to go to Seattle. We're going to go to some McMenamins while we're there, because we've got the McMenamins passports. If you don't live in this area, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's a really, really, really cool thing. Oh, maybe I have them. I'll just show you really fast for funsies. So McMenamins is this fun company that has a bunch of different pubs, breweries, and hotels. And so you go to each one. This is Jake's passport, but you get like stamps for doing certain events, and you get stamps for visiting places. We went and did Kennedy School, and so they each have their own little stamp, and it's so much fun, and you get prizes for doing it. So the Kennedy School, when you did the whole thing, Jake got like a little beer koozie. I wanted a tote bag, but they ran out of tote bags, so I saved my prize. So I'm gonna get it later when they have tote bags again. But like one of them, there's a little camera thing there, so they have a little riddle, and you have to find out like what painting, because they've got all these weird paintings all over the place, what painting relates to the clue that they've given you, and you take a selfie with it, and then you go show them, and then they give you the stamp. So I'm really excited because there's a few in the Seattle area, and like on the way to Seattle. Let's see, there's some in Centralia, Seattle, and then Bothell. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of stamps and have a good time. All right, that was enough. See you guys later. Hope you have a great weekend.